Coffee is a wonderful thing, but it's when I actually get to, when I get up in the morning, the odds are many to one that I'm moving that day. That I'm almost always on the move. So morning is get up, eat, get going, pack up, get going. So it's kind of go, 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 you know, from the moment I get up. But my coffee is the one break in that schedule, the one time when I'm not trying to drink my coffee and do something else. I get my coffee, I walk down by the water, I sit down somewhere nice, I enjoy the view, I enjoy the peace, the majestic sound of the tent fly flapping in the breeze. New pin. This is, yeah, I have now camped on Shippagew. So I get one new pin out of this trip. It's an excuse. I camped on Merchants last night. I'm camping on Big Trout, or Merchants 2 nights ago and Big Trout tonight. I've stayed on both of them on multiple occasions. Doesn't mean I won't be back again. But it's nice, you know, to have, I don't know if motivation is the right word, but a bit of a goal, you know, rather than, oh hey, let's do that loop I've done 4 times before. The pins in the map is just my way of making sure I don't kind of fall into a rut and just keep doing the same trips over and over. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. It is absolutely beautiful no matter where you are in Algonquin. But I really enjoy the part of a trip when, you know, maybe you're coming around a bend, or you've just finished a portage and you've just set your boat down and you're looking on a body of water in this park that you've never been to before and maybe never, you know, never seen before. Not the most graceful entrance of the trip. I am just pulling off my campsite on Shippagew. And my destination is back to Big Trout. Oh, and I'm scraping over rocks. Anyone who hasn't been, I highly recommend it. It's a beautiful lake. It's a beautiful campsite. I quite enjoyed my time here. Speaking of portages, I entered Shippagew back that way through Longer, and didn't like the portage much, and I really didn't like the takeout, or the put-in, which would be the takeout for me now. So I came in through one set of portages. I'm going to go out through a different one and see if it's any better. So, and the bonus is I get to paddle the rest of Shippagew and check it out. So, barring an absolutely miserable, brutal portage, it's all upside. Okay. So, just like the other portage, this is all peat. But I did just manage to drag myself to the point where I have a reasonably okay surface to step out on, I think. So I'm still at this portage out of Shippagew, and there's a boardwalk right beside me here, which doesn't do me a damn bit of good. And the ground that I'm standing on is, well, let's just say, if I put my pack and my kayak on my shoulders, I would probably sink into my knees. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to unload my packs, my hatches, take everything up to the top of this hill, and get set up there. So far, comparing this portage to the one I took yesterday, it's a wash. They both suck. So my kayak pack, what goes in the canoe pack that I have to organize at each portage, is 4 bags, 3 bags in a barrel. My food barrel, BV Vault 500, bear proof, bear mostly. I can fit up to a 9 days trip worth of food in there without too much work. That's still with room for a flask. Compression sack. This has all of my clothes, except for what's on, of course, and my rain jacket and my bug jacket, which you shouldn't pack away somewhere that's hard to get to. You need those things in a hurry when you need them. My sleeping bag is in that compression sack as well. This is my tent, but only the dry parts of it. Specifically in this bag is the tent itself, the poles, the pegs, my sleeping pad, which just rolls up with it, and the saw is in there as well. It folds down to a thing like this, which I just stuff in with the tent poles. That sort of forms the tripod of my pack. This is the food barrel here. This is the compression sack. Those go at the back against my back. Tent bag goes at the front. And then this, which is the hardest to explain. This dry bag has 4 more inside of it. Has my cooking bag, my in-tent bag, which is stuff like my phone, my keys, my Kindle, my toilet paper, all that kind of nonsense. The wet tent bag, which has the tent fly, the ground sheet, a small tarp that I bring, and rope, and it's in another compression sack so it can get cinched right down as well. And my emergency bag is in here. It's on the top in a red bag, so you could argue that even so it should maybe be a little bit more accessible, but so far this is the way it's worked out and I've been pretty happy with it. And that's it. It's you know, I'm not suggesting that my way of doing things is the best way, the only way, or anything else, but it's a mechanism, a method I've devised over a number of years of doing this, and it will work for me with the gear that I bring. The trick, I think more than anything, the most important lesson I would give for anybody who wants to do this, who wants to portage a kayak, is to find a system that works for you and do it every single time. Don't keep, I mean, you can make improvements, you can assess what you've done and make changes, but when you're out camping, everything has to have a place. You don't want to be figuring out on every portage how to pack, changing gear around. You need to find a system that works and then just keep doing it. Okay, so this is when you have to pull your way out. I put one foot into the muck and realized I didn't want to step in any further, so let's rinse the feet off. Alright, I'm back on the campsite that I stopped in for a pit stop yesterday on big trout, and I think I noted when I was here yesterday that it was a nice site, but the one challenge would be finding a place to set up a tent. But I didn't pay that much attention because I wasn't staying here. So I'm back here and I've realized that's definitely true. I found the one spot that I think might be alright. So I'm gonna get to setting up now. We'll see how it goes. So, I'm on my site on Big Trout Lake, on my site on Big Trout Lake. Hi. Today was a really short travel day. 2 portages and paddling 3/4 of big trout. So it's maybe 1:45 in the afternoon. I'm already set up here, and I've been lounging for a bit. I haven't swum yet, but I've been here for a bit. So the plan that I kind of had all along was to explore some of the area up towards Warblers Lake. I love paddling through that stretch already on the way to the Merchant Portage, and it should be more of the same, so assuming it's deep enough. So that's where we're gonna go, and another place I've never been, so it's exciting. Well, I've been wondering for the last couple of days where all the people who are supposed to be on big trout were. The answer is they're all in this creek. I passed 7, 8 canoes in the last, literally in the last 2 minutes. Loaded down families. There was one canoe that had 4 kids. No gear. They must have been in the parents' boat, but there was 4 kids. All 4 had a paddle. All 4 were pulling their weight. It was cool. But now the illusion of peace is back, at least until I get around this next bend. So I have to figure out where hang a left and try and find warblers instead of heading for the Merchant's Portage. There's zero reasons to go to warblers that I can see on my map. It doesn't lead anywhere. There are no campsites or portages off of it. So your guess is good as mine if there's actually a beaten path, so to speak, or even a path at all. I may just have to turn left at some point through the lily pads and see whether or not I get somewhere or if I end up grounded. Alright, I've worked my way up kind of to the, on Jeff's map it would be where the, that open body of water, which is anything but, actually closes out into just a creek. Yeah, I think I have to admit defeat. The wind has died. The clouds are gone. And I'm up to watch the sunset. I don't know if it will, if the audio will pick up or not. But it's so calm. I have neighbors, a family, a big family, on a campsite right across the lake. Those, the tiny line of trees you can see in the horizon on this video, they're over there somewhere. And I can tell you what they're saying. It's amazing how sound travels over water. It's comforting. It's peaceful to have company, even though they don't know their company. Good morning. It is 5 after 5. I more or less just woke up. And it's still pretty dark out. I don't know, first things first, I'm gonna get dressed, I'm gonna get into the tent, and then we'll and then we'll decide what comes next. Well, I've made my trip to the Thunderbox. And now I'm going to fetch the food barrel. If I can find it in the semi-darkness. I went to bed feeling well, not bad, but last evening I felt ready to go home. Well, oh look, what have we found? Well, it doesn't particularly matter what I feel, because I want to go home. I don't want to go home. Today is go home day. But right now I'm sad to be leaving. I'm sitting out on a beautiful piece of Canadian shield on the campsite, watching the sunrise. Well, there's no sun yet. I beat the sun up, but the sunrise will come. And I've got my favorite trail mix, and I'm just gonna sit here and eat all of it and watch the day begin. I can think of worse plans.